revision class of history chapter number 2. That is from hunter gatherers to growing food. Yes. So we have many subtopics in this lesson. We'll go concept wise. Okay. Yes. So what is the first one? Why were they on the move? So who were they refers here? They means earliest people. Yes, earliest people lived on this earth as early as 2 million years ago. And they keep on changing from one place to another place. So according to the lesson, we have 4 reasons for their movement. The first one is in search of food. Yes, in search of food, if they ate up in one place, so they has to go to the other place for food, fruits, water or roots, different plants. So in search of their livelihood, they keep on move from one place to another place. The second point is along with the animals, the human beings used to move. Yes, we know that the big animals will eat small animals, right? So some animals may eat insects. Yes, if the small animals and insects got completed in one area, the animals also will move from other place, one place to other place in search of their food. And the hunter-gatherers who hunt these animals also move along with these animals from place to place. The third one is in search of seasonal fruits. Yes, and we know that some fruits will come in the some seasons only, particular seasons. So, in search of that sweet, delicious fruits, the people may move from place to place on this earth, and especially maybe in India. And the fourth point is in search of water or in search of rivers and lakes. Yes, we know that water is a very important source. So earliest people also got to know the importance of the water. For that water, if in the dry seasons like summer means some rivers may dried up. Some rivers may be perennial. So where the rivers dried up, the people moved to the other places in search of the water like rivers and lakes. So according to the lesson, we have these 4 reasons that told us the reason for the movement of the people from one place to another place. So the next concept is how do we know about them? Yes, them means earliest people. So how we can able to know about the lifestyle of the earliest people? Yes, because of the excavations of the archaeologists, we can come to know about the life of earliest people. Yes, when the archaeologists are trying to dig out the past, they found some bones and stone and wood tools. So the tools made up of bone, wood and stone. So because of the availability of these things, we can construct the past. Yes, not only that, the archaeologists are telling us that the people were used these stone tools for variety of the purposes. For example, cutting the bones and the wood tools, digging the underground of the earth or digging the earth ground. And the next one, to stitch the cloth which was made up of the animal's skin. So as the image shows, to dig the ground and to stitch the skin of the animals, they were used the stone tools. Not only that, to peel the bark of the tree and to chop the fruits and the roots of the plant, these people used the stone tools. Yes, so in a variety of the ways, the earliest people used the stone tools. The next concept is choosing a place to live. Yes, okay, we can come to know that the earliest people were used the stone, bone and wood for variety of the purposes. Okay, then in which places they used to live, or which type of the places attracted the earliest people. Yes, based on the archaeological evidences, we can prove that the earliest people selected the places where it used to give the protection to them. Yes, generally these earliest people choose in the rock caves or natural caves. So which will give natural protection to them from the rain, wind and heat. Yes, one of such place in India is Bhimbetka. So this Bhimbetka was located in the present day Madhya Pradesh. In the Bhimbetka, we have the natural caves and it was near to the Narmada Valley. Why? Because it is near to the Narmada Valley. And why earliest people chosen this type of natural caves which was adjacent or near to the Narmada river? Yes, of course, water also very much important. So because of the water and natural shelter, they selected natural caves which were near to the river. And one more thing, just now we have come across the uses of the stone by the earliest people. So stone plays a very important role in the lives of earliest people. So in the natural caves, stone also easily available. So wherever the availability of the stone, availability of the natural shelter and the availability of the water is there, such places were selected by the earliest people to live. Yes, here you need to come across a word sites. S-I-T-E-S. Yes, what is the meaning of sites? We generally come across in the history books the word archaeological sites, right? Yes. So what do you meant by the archaeological sites? Yes, archaeological sites means the places where the earliest people left over the things, or where the tools of the earliest people available. Such places, maybe that place is on the ground, under the ground or under the water. Such places are called archaeological sites. Yes, the next concept in our lesson is finding of fire. Yes, according to this map, at the Karnool caves, archaeologists found the traces of the ashes. Means when they examined the soil or the underground of the earth, they found some particles of the ash. It proves that the earliest people known about the uses of the fire. Yes, they might have used this fire for as a source of light and to roast the meat and to scare away the other wild animals. So the archaeologists thought these may be the uses of the fire by the earliest people. Yes, here you need to know about Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic periods. As we know that the earliest people lived on this earth as early as 2 million years onwards. Yes, so this long period was divided by the archaeologists into three parts. So the first part, from starting to 12,000 years, which consists of 99% of the human life, is called as Paleolithic period. And the stone was the most important item or the tool in this period. And the other name for this Paleolithic period is Old Stone Age. Yes, after 12,000 to 10,000 years, that span of the 2 years is called as the Middle Period or Middle Age. So other name for this middle period is Mesolithic Age. In this Mesolithic age, the archaeologists found the tiny objects with the stones. So the tiny stone tools were called microliths. So the tiny stone tools which were available in the Mesolithic period are called microliths. After that, from 10,000 years to now, later years are called Neolithic period. So from 10,000 onwards, there started new stone age. So the stone tools in this period were polished and sharpened, and the tools were different from the Paleolithic period. That's why Neolithic period has a other name, that is New Stone Age. The name for the first period, Paleolithic period, has the name Old Stone Age. Yes, the span of these 2 million years have divided by the archaeologists into three parts. Okay, Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. Old Stone Age, Middle Age, New Stone Age. Yes, the next concept in our lesson is changing environment. Yes, from 12,000 years onwards means 12,000 years ago the environment got changed. So the situations or climatic conditions changed from cold conditions to warm conditions. So when the temperatures got changed on the planet of the earth, new grasslands were developed. So because of these grasslands were developed, the animals which were ate these grasslands also developed. So 12,000 years ago onwards, many changes in the environment and in the animal life occurred on the planet of the earth. So what happened the next? So new grass was grown, new animals are coming up. So then what is the behavior of human beings? Yes, our next concept is beginning of the farming and herding. When the new grass was grown on the planet of the earth, the people who lived on this planet starts observing the new plants. Yes, they carefully observed the sowing of the seeds and coming the plant out of it, and how it is growing day by day, and how it is giving the ripened seeds. Yes, they observed carefully the process which was done by the nature, and they learned the farming on their own. Later, they started their old cultivation. So the next one is animal rearing. Yes, of course. When they found some animals which are meek and gentle, like goats, sheep, some small dogs and all. So slowly they provide shelter to them and they provide food to them. And often they protect those animals from the wild animals also. So like this, there some kind of friendship or bond created between the human beings and the animals. So in this way they started herding the animals. At the same time, they were taking the things which were required for them from the animals. Like hen means eggs, or a sheep, goat means milk. So like that they are taking and they are giving the food at the same time to the animals. So this is how the people learnt farming and herding from the nature. So the next one here you need to know about the domestication. Yes, domestication means providing food, looking or taking care of an object or a living being along with the human beings is called domestication. Yes, and there are certain differences are there between domesticated plants, animals and wild plants and animals. So wild animals were used to live in the forests and they were very dare and dash. But domesticated animals are very small, meek, gentle and they were sensitive also sometimes. So in this image they have provided the two teeth. Right, by observing this picture, we can understand clearly the difference between the domesticated animal organs and the wild animal organs. Yes, generally the domesticated animals are, I told you, gentle and small and meek. Right, so the first plants which were developed or domesticated by the human beings are wheat and barley. And the first animals which were domesticated by the earliest people are sheep and goat. Yes, this is all about domestication. Shall we move on to the next topic in our lesson? The next concept is a new way of life. Yes, now the people who were nomads before means who were shifted from one place to another place often changed their way of life to the permanent settlements, or they used to stay in a particular place for long time. So why? What will be the reason why they are staying in a particular place for a long time? Yes, now they know how to grow the crops. So in the early part we have discussed that so they learnt growing the crops and rearing the animals slowly from the nature, right? Yes, when they started growing the crops, it is not a one day task. So it has to take a long time to grow a crop and to get the seeds from that crop. So during that time they have to stay in the same place and they have to provide necessary things to the plant like water, and see to it that a proper sunlight has to be on the plant, and see to it that it should not be ate up by the other animals. So they has to protect and look after that plant to get the fruits or seeds from that plant. Because of these reasons, the people started staying at one place for a long time. Yes, after that they has to pluck or they has to gather the ripened seeds. They has to store it in the pots. So like this, from the nomadic way of the way of the life changed to the stayed in a permanent places. Our next topic is towards the settled life. Yes, just now we have discussed that the people started staying at one place to grow the crops and to rear the animals, right? So while they started staying in one place, they usually starting building the huts and houses. Not big buildings. They started constructing small huts and the houses in that place. And our archaeologists found evidences in Burj Home, the place which was there in present Kashmir. So there the archaeologists found the pit houses. So what is the pit house? The house which was constructed under the earth is called pit house. So they have found the pit houses and earthen pots which were used for the cooking. So these are the evidences that the people started constructing houses, right? And in the same place they have found many Neolithic tools. Tools means the tools which were made by the new stones, sharpened and polished stones. So they got many Neolithic tools also. So by this they can come to the conclude that the people were developed a bit, and they learned how to construct the houses and how to preserve the grains in the pots also. Yes, many decorated pots also available in the Burj home, which were very important to preserve the grains and food items. Yes. So now the next concept in our lesson is living and dying in Mehergar. Yes, Mehergar is one of the important city according to the archaeologists. Yes, this Mehergar was located at the Bolan Pass. This Bolan Pass is near to the Iran. So the Bolan Pass is on the way of Iran it located. So Mehergar is now located in the present day of Pakistan. So it was one of the important archaeological sites. Yes. So in the Mehergar, the archaeologists found many evidences of the leftover bones and the stone tools and even houses which were in the shape of square and rectangular. Yes, and this Mehergar was seems to be one of the earliest village where the first people starts growing the crops like wheat and barley, and the first people started domesticating the animals like sheep and goat. So according to the archaeological surveys, Mehergar is the first village, and the humans start the first time rearing of the animals and plantation in Mehergar. Yes, and one of the important thing that they got from the Mehergar was the burial sites. What are the burial sites? Yes, If any person dead, we all give the respect to that person. The same ceremony has to be there in the earliest people also. Yes, the earliest people, if any person died, they kept the dead body underground of the earth, and they kept some goats also along with the dead body. Means they felt or believed that there was another form of the life after the death. So to provide food for the dead person in the another life, they kept the animals in that burial. Okay, right. So these burial sites proved that the beliefs of the earliest people. So generally burial means keep anything underground of the earth and cover with the soil is called burial. Even that is a dead body, or that is a money, or that is the animals, or anything which we keep something underground of the earth and cover with the soil is called a burial. Especially this word is resembles only dead bodies. Yes, these burial sites are one of the important source for the archaeologists to read much about the earliest people's mindset and mentality. Yes, this is all about the lesson from hunter-gatherers to growing food. And this is your CT lesson. Go through the video again and again. Read the CW and the textbook. Listen the video and prepare well for the exam. All the best.